Hey guys, how's it going? Billy coming at you one more time with another collection video that was given to me on Monday evening. I think I may have mentioned it in one of my earlier videos that I posted earlier this week. This is a collection that was like, I'd say, 99% country. There are a few other things in here, but a friend of mine was turning. Her mother is turning, I don't know, 85 or 86, and they're moving her out of her house, and so they're trying to clear all the stuff out of her house. And she told me she had a couple boxes of records, and she just wanted to give them to me. This is just part of that stuff. She did also mention she had some 8-tracks and some cassettes as well, so she's going to pick those up this weekend and bring those over. But this is the vinyl that she brought over on Monday evening, and I just want to share it with you. There's some really cool stuff in here. I mean, a lot of 70s and 80s country, maybe even some 60s country in here as well. Some of the stuff you guys may not dig, but there's also some really cool stuff in here as well. So I'm going to jump right in. Little Buck Owens and his Buckaroos, Tall Dark Stranger in the Shrink. And I'm not going to spend I'm not going to go into great lengths this stuff because we got a lot to get through, but this one looked really cool. Doc Watson, Southbound. Did not have that. Some of these I have. They're duplicates. So I'm going to see which ones are a little better maybe, and just maybe do some upgrades. So Elvis with His Hand in Mine. This one, actually the next two I have set aside for my sister. Christmas album, little ringware, but she'll love it as well. I got to clean the cover on this. Got some dust on it. Ooh, look at that dust fly, Elvis. And let's see. Loretta Lynn, Greatest Hits. I think it's Volume 2, I believe. Yes, Volume 2. This is cool. Best of Ahmad Jamal. This for Diggy here. Little Conway Twitty, Heart and Soul. John Schneider, Greatest Hits. Crystal Gale, Miss the Mississippi. Oh, she was a looker back in the day, huh? Whew. Don't it make my brown eyes blue? Earl Thomas Conley. This has, does it have Fire and Smoke on it? No, Holding Her and Loving You. Another big hit by ETC. Exile, Kentucky Hearts. So, some of that 80s country there, and here's some 70s stuff. Tommy Cash. Of course, these are marked on the shrink. Some of them they did actually mark on the jacket. So, I mean, it is what it is. Tommy Cash. 6 White Horses. This is Johnny's brother. And then look at that. Keith Whitley, Don't Close Your Eyes. I was stoked to see that in the collection. There were, like I said, there's mostly country, but there were some pop things in here. Another copy of Lionel Richie, Can't Slow Down. I think everybody that had a record collection in the 80s had that. Whitney, this is definitely an upgrade for me. My first Whitney is not nearly this nice. Bellamy Brothers, Greatest Hits, Volume 2. It has some good stuff on it. Old Hippie, Too Much Is Not Enough. I just wanted it for Old Hippie. Too Much Is Not Enough too. But like Let Your Love Flow and all those other things are on Greatest Hits Volume 1. Here we go. Boss, Bruce Springsteen, Born in the USA. I think they had the whole Alabama discography in here, but I mean, great condition. Just beautiful stuff. This is Southern Star. An album that's actually getting a little bit harder to find. You used to see it all the time. Now, when I see it in record stores, they're wanting, $15 for it. Huey Lewis and the News 4. This is from what, 87? 86. So it shouldn't be that hard to find, but they are getting harder and harder to find. Buck Owens, Nice, clean copy of Buck and the Band on the bandstand. You know, Buck and the Buckaroos there. Excuse me. Some Randy Travis. I think we have most of Randy's stuff in here. This is Always and Forever. Always love seeing Randy Travis stuff, especially nice, clean stuff like this. Old 8x10. And my favorite there, Storms of Life. Another Huey Lewis. And the News, Sports. So that's the first stack. Some good stuff there. We'll keep on moving right along. More Dirty Dancing. Don't see this one very often. This is 1988. John Denver. Some more Alabama. This is My Home's in Alabama. The dust off the top there. Roll on. Like I said, I think they had the whole Alabama discography here. This is the Wondrous World of Sonny and Cher. Sonny and Cher's greatest hits. Can't have the Alabama discography without Alabama Christmas. 40-hour week. And Mountain Music. So then they had this. I'm like, what in the hell is this? It is Waylon Jennings' greatest hits, which I have up here behind me. You may be able to see it. Yeah, right there next to Hank. Framed because I got in one of the other collections, it had just the jacket, no records. So maybe I'll have to pull that out now and put it back in. Like I need another copy of Waylon's greatest hits, but oh well, it is what it is. Here's some Kenny Rogers. This actually has 2 LPs in it. They have Kenny's greatest hits in there. Another one, I need another copy of Kenny's greatest hits, like I need another Hole in the Head. But this is Kenny and Kenny's greatest hits inside of there as well. These were kind of funny. Yeah, painfully funny. Funny in a little bit of a tragic way. They're just so, this is so dusty. But so Van Halen, Women and Children First. Conway Twitty. They weren't lying. Decca, Conway Twitty. Here's Conway. No poster of David Lee chained up. So I thought that was funny. I'm going to pitch those, but I wanted to just show these to you. A little Blood Rock 2 with Ernest Tubb. T-U-B, like the bathtub. Let me set these aside because I'm tossing those. Elvis sings The Wonderful World of Christmas. There were 2 copies of that in there. One in the shrink, I believe. Roy Acuff's greatest hits. This is one I got from my sister. Pulled that aside for her. Little Mahalia Jackson. How do you say that? Mahalia Jackson? Mahalia? I don't know. Mahalia Jackson. You'll Never Walk Alone. I think there's another one of her in here as well. My sister loves her. Lee Greenwood. Look at that sexy son of a gun. Lee Greenwood's Christmas. And look here. If this wasn't enough to get you your engine running, how about this? All right, I gotta move along here. There's a bunch to get through. Sonny and Cher. Mama was a rock and roll singer. Papa used to write all her songs. There we go. The Forrester Sisters. You Again. C.W. McCall. This is God dang it! Why am I drawing a teddy bear? Convoy. He wasn't the teddy bear guy, was he? I don't think he was. Anyway, Convoy. But this is Black Bear Road. You see this everywhere. It's nice, really nice copy. This is a George Jones I didn't have. George Jones sings the songs of Dallas Frazier. This is an old Musicor Records. This has got to be early 60s. Just look at George there. Oak Ridge Boys, Christmas Again. This lady loved her Christmas music. Barbara, Get to the Heart. I think I pulled that for my sister as well. And then Barbara's Christmas. I definitely pulled that one for Wendy. She'll love that. Ernest Tubb. See, that's how it's supposed to be spelled. T-U-B-B. Ernest Tubb's Golden Favorites. Some more ETC. Some Earl Thomas Conley. Treading Water. This has, let's see. Are there any hits on here? I don't recognize anything on there, but I like Earl Thomas Conley, so I'm going to hang on to that. This is another cool find here. Orson Welles' War of the Worlds. Nice clean copy too. Here's the Elvis, the other one I was telling you about, The Wonderful World of Christmas in the shrink. Some more Alabama. This is Alabama, The Touch. Another Alabama. This is The Closer You Get, The Further I Fall. I'll be over the edge now in no time at all. Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. Tex Johnson and his Six Shooters. Look kind of cool. That's one that I got to look up, do some research on Discogs. Pulled this one aside for my sister, Kenny Rogers, and the first edition, Greatest Hits. And, some what is it? Ruby Don't Take Your Love to Town. Just Dropped In. Reuben James. Good stuff. Pulled that aside for Wendy because I already have a nice clean copy of that one. Another one for Wendy. She loves Frank Sinatra. So this is Strangers in the Night. Here's another Mahalia Jackson, Silent Night. And then we saw more Dirty Dancing. Here is Dirty Dancing. And then another Sonny and Cher, All I Ever Need Is You. So that's 2 stacks. Like I said, there's a lot in here. A lot of good stuff. And then this was stuff that I actually looked through. I set them aside, not this, because I knew all about this. The Hank Williams Story 4 LP set, 48 of Hank Williams' best songs. So that is really cool, really nice. Honestly, it doesn't even look like they ever played these. So that is super cool. But this next stack are things that I set aside to look through, and actually looked everyone up on Discogs, and these were the ones that I decided to keep out of that lot. I may put some of them on there for sale because some of them are very highly sought after. I had no idea. I would have never guessed. But we've got some Tex Ritter here, Blood on the Saddle. Another really, really nice Tex Ritter in shrink, Hillbilly Heaven. Get the glare off there. There you go. This one I am pretty excited to spin because, believe it or not, I really like 50s music. I like that some of that corny stuff. Does your chewing gum lose its flavor on the bedpost overnight, and yakety yak, and a lot of that kind of stuff. So this is a 4 LP set, I believe. Yeah, 4 LPs in there. So great hits of the fantastic 50s. Excuse me. Jimmy Martin and the Sunny Mountain Boys, Fly Me to Frisco. This was one of those things that there were a couple Jimmy Martin things in here, so I pulled those. This is a Wishful Thinking, the Bluegrass Brigade. So some of these independent or regional releases, bluegrass, gospel, things like that. Some of these are really sought after on Discogs. I had no idea. This is one of them. This is a tough record to find. The Country Gentleman on the Road, recordings at concerts with audience participation. Folkwave Records, FA 2411. It's in really, really nice condition. Just pretty basic. Like I said, aside from the X on the jacket, this thing is nice. And so I figured I would set that one aside. Who in the heck is this? The Listeners and the Gateway Boys with Donna. Listen to the Lesters and the Gateway Boys with Donna. So again, one of those, I don't know if it's just a gospel release or whatever, but there were not many on Discogs, and there were some people certainly looking for them. This is a regional release here, obviously a Midwest or St. Louis, the Lester family. So the Lesters, they must must go with this. They must have saw these. A lot of times you'd see those in back in the day. People would sell their records at shows they would perform. So if it would be nothing to go see somebody at a show and go pay $10 for their record and get them to sign it or whatever. So that's I'm assuming how these were picked up. These weren't available in stores. I wouldn't imagine. This was a cool one. Trucking On, a really cheap cardboard case, but 2 LP set of some great trucker songs. Thought that was kind of cool. This one was nice. Ernest Tubb, Saturday Satan, and Sunday Saint. Hate that they marked some of these on the jacket, but I mean it is what it is. They were free, and I can't complain. I'm definitely happy to have the stuff. What is this? Sally Mountain Pretty Fair Bluegrass. So I guess the name of the group is Sally Mountain, and this is Pretty Fair Bluegrass. Some more Jimmy Martin, Moonshine Hollow. A little bit more Jimmy Martin here, and the Sunny Mountain Boys, Singing All Day and Dinner on the Ground. Get some of that. This one's nice. Kentucky Bluegrass, Bill Monroe. Down to Earth Bluegrass, presented by Deb Crouch, Norman Ford, and the Bluegrass Rounders. Try it. You'll like it. The Country Gentleman, Sound Off. I think we had another Country Gentleman album in there. And these are all clean, man. I mean, they're really clean. Footprints in the Snow, Dub Crouch, Norman Ford, and the Bluegrass Rounders. So another one by old Dub. Kitty Wells. Talk about a clean copy. Look at that, guys. An original stereo pressing on Decca. Kitty Wells. Guilty Street. Look at how clean and white it is there. Of course, it helps that they kept the shrink on it. But for a 60s pressing, that is gorgeous. Mike O'Rourke and the Freeborn Men. How do you like it so far? There we go. The Piney Ridge Boys, little Flatland Bluegrass. This is one that is pretty sought after on Discogs as well. Nice clean copy there. Christmas Time with the Pete King Chorale. This is another one that there were a ton of Christmas records in this thing, but this is the one that had a little bit of value to it, and it's a nice clean copy from 1962. This is cool, some garage rock. Quick Joey Small, I'm in Love with You. What is it? The Castets Cats Super Circus? Not familiar, but maybe some of you guys who are into like garage rock or psych or whatever you want to classify this as. That's a little bit there. This was kind of a cool one. Buck White and the Down Home Folks. Just a couple more to get through here, guys. Like I said, I wanted to fly through those real quick and show you. Last one here, the Sally Mountain Show, Joshua. Real beautiful copy in shrink. So while a lot of that stuff there isn't stuff that, a lot of you would be doing backflips over, certainly it's still really cool of her to pass that along to me. She was just gonna trash them, and I had taken her daughter's senior pictures, so they were over, and she saw the collection and she's a Facebook friend as well, so she knows how passionate I am about music, and she said there was nobody else that even crossed her mind. She wanted to give them to me, and I greatly appreciate it. So we will I'll be waiting to hear what she's got in the 8 tracks. She told me she's going to go back over to the house, and there's a couple boxes of 8 tracks and cassettes as well. So I can't wait to see that, and I'll make sure I share that with you guys as well. So I hope you enjoyed seeing that stuff, guys. Thanks for always tuning in, and till next time, take care. Peace.